Welcome everyone, Bob here, and welcome to The Perfect Drink, where we always say, if you're going to make a drink, make it a perfect drink. Today, we're going to focus on proportions and quality ingredients, because to make a good quality, perfect drink, those are two key factors. I mean, we've all been to the bar before where we see the bartender free pouring into a glass, not sure how they can quite get the proportions right every single time. Sometimes they're distracted, you get a little too much sour, you get a little too much liquor, never get the same drink twice. Focus on making sure you have precise measurements, use a shot glass to measure everything out, and then that way you get the same drink every time, and a good one. Second key thing is key ingredients, which we'll talk about in a minute. But again, how many times have you been at happy hour? Now remember, the goal of happy hour is to make you happy. It's not necessarily to use the best ingredients and high quality drinks, but instead to give you, well liquor and some mixes that, are financially, cheaper, but not necessarily a good quality drink. So today, I'm going to use a classic cocktail that's been around for centuries. It's one of my favorites, the Manhattan, to, make this point. Woodford Reserve is a great bourbon that I love, and I'm going to use today. The Manhattan's a great drink because it's basically three key ingredients, bourbon being one of them, and I'm going to throw a little twist on, which we'll talk about. The second ingredient is vermouth. When I found out about Antica Formula by Carpano, this is a unbelievable vermouth that really changed Manhattan for me. It's been around since the 1700s. And then Angostura bitters. Again, another ingredient that's been around since the 1800s. And the drink itself was originated in the late 1800s. So as you can see, the drink's been around a long time. And, if you're going to really do it right, having key, good ingredients, high quality ingredients is a must. So first, let's start with our mixing glass. We fill it up with ice. We have our tools that we need. And I'm a firm believer in the 2-to-1 ratio. That means 2 shots of bourbon to 1 shot of sweet vermouth. I'm going to start with 2 1-ounce shots of bourbon and then a 1-ounce shot of vermouth. But most people will turn, this is the shot glass that I really enjoy. It's by OXO, and just really fantastic markings and everything. But instead of using the top 1-ounce pour, they actually have the other side lined with also a 1-ounce increment. And I use the bigger side because, well, quite frankly, I'm not that coordinated, and I have a tendency to spill when I try to use that other side, and no one wants to waste good liquor. So I use the big side and just pour it to the 1-ounce line. So we're going to do 2 shots of the Woodford Reserve. And then we're going to take our sweet vermouth, and as I said, the 2-to-1 ratio is very important here. So 1 ounce of the sweet vermouth. And then finally 3 shots, or 3 dashes, of Angostura bitters. Now, that is a classic Manhattan by all rights, but I have a little bit of a habit of wanting a 1/4 teaspoon of cherry juice. I usually use Copper and Kings cocktail cherries and or Luxardo, but for today I have the Copper and Kings. I just like that little depth of cherry flavor that it provides to Manhattan, but again, not over sweeten it by using too much. So then I take our mixing spoon and mix the drink for 30 seconds until it's nice and chilled. I'm not going to stir it for 30 seconds, but I'm going to give it a good whirl here. Once you get to your 30 seconds and you have a nice good chill on the drink, you want to get your strainer, and I'm going to step over here for a moment and get my coupe chilled glass. You can serve this either in a rocks glass on a single cube, or you can serve it up in a coupe glass, and I like to have that chilled. So then, with your strainer on, you pour the drink into your coupe glass. Add your garnish, and there you have it. A Manhattan made with very high quality ingredients perfect proportions, and what I refer to as a perfect drink. So I want to thank everyone for joining me today, and remember, if you're going to have a drink, make it a perfect drink. Cheers, everyone. And that is a perfect drink. So long.